Sorry that I missed you guys yesterday afternoon. My friends called me around lunchtime yesterday wanting to go play golf, so I decided to take advantage of this fall weather. Golf is such a weird game. I hadn't played since April or May. Just too hot down here during the summer. I refused to step into a furnace willingly and burn for 3 to 4 hours just to play golf. Now, you figure with a 4, maybe 5 month layoff, you would come back rusty, out of rhythm, forgetting your stance, forgetting how to swing. But it's weird. Anytime I take a break from playing golf, I always come back better than I was before. I don't know if it's because the expectations are lowered, there's no pressure to play well since I hadn't played in so long. I don't know what it is, but I played really well yesterday. Now, that doesn't mean I will play at that same level going forward. It seems like every time I have a good round, the golf gods come back to humble me by giving me a bad round. But anyway, enough of that bullshit. Let's go ahead and get into this. There's a war going on right now, and I'm not talking about Ukraine. The war I'm talking about, it doesn't involve guns. Hell, it doesn't involve violence unless the violence is used to further the narrative. In most cases, these people will only resort to violence to bend the public to their will. Case in point, the riots during the summer of 2020. Shit fucks, they wanted police defunded, but they knew the general public wouldn't go for it. So what do? They exploit the tragedy of George Floyd. There was violence in the street for months. Normal people were begging for it to end. Like always, power-hungry politicians were standing there with the solution. Don't worry, plebes. Captain Shitfuck knows how to end this violence. I know how to lower crime rates. We will defund the police. That way there is no more crime, on paper anyway. This war is an ideological war. It is a battle for your mind. They are fighting to shift the narrative, to change the mentality of the country. There's no such thing as being neutral. You're either with them or against them. The thing is, if the shitfucks behind all this end up winning, everybody else loses. The activists who were with them, the ones burning major cities, fighting for LGBT rights that already exist, once they have served their purpose, they're expendable. Us normal people, we live in misery under this new utopian system. Ooh, it's gonna be so wonderful. You plebes will do all the work while we keep all the money to ourselves. But don't worry, every once in a while, we will feed you. We will serve you up with our specialty, a nice woke wiener. These people, they attempt to discredit anyone who comes out publicly against their agenda. They use the media to sway the opinion of the public. Kanye West has experienced this firsthand. Be honest with me. When someone mentions Kanye West, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Now, if this were 10, 15 years ago, you would say talent, legend. It would be something positive. Today, if someone mentions Kanye West, the first adjective people think of is crazy. This man is a lunatic. He worships Jesus instead of the oak tree. Now, granted, Kanye West's behavior in the past has made it kind of easy for this narrative to be believable. Storming the stage at the VMAs, or maybe it was the Grammys, whatever the fuck. It was one of those award shows. He stormed the stage drunk, embarrassed Taylor Swift. Marrying into the Kardashian family. That family, more specifically the women in that family, they will drive any man to insanity. There is not enough money on this world for me to keep up with a Kardashian. The mainstream media, they are using the crazy narrative with Kanye West now to completely discredit him. Earlier this week, he and Candace Owens, they wore White Lives Matter t-shirts during some event at Fashion Week in Paris. This birthing person needs to be committed. He is obviously colorblind. Why would a black man wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt? It's difficult for any public figure to stand against the shitfucks, but it is incredibly difficult when a black man does it. There is this media-created notion that all black people must think alike, all black people must allow themselves to be victimized. Anytime a black person refuses to accept this narrative, they are discredited and demonized. They're called a sellout. Adidas announced yesterday, our business relationship with Kanye West is under review. We don't like to associate ourselves with colorblind people who believe that white lives matter. Earlier this morning, the Washington Post published an article titled, Herschel Walker and Kanye West, the Politics of a Toxic Black Man. The Post blasted Kanye West because he said the organization Black Lives Matter is a scam. Sounds like a rational thinker to me. Kanye West is not crazy. If you believe the organization Black Lives Matter has done anything to benefit one black life in this country, you're the crazy one. Last night, Kanye West sat down for an interview with Tucker Carlson on Fox News. The interview alone earned him an automatic strike in the shitfuck community. It is against the woke commandments for an identifier to associate themselves with Tucker Carlson. They created this law because they don't want their partners in Butt Bongo exposed to any truth. I encourage you guys to watch the full interview, but I'm going to share a couple of clips with you. You tell me if this sounds like the musings of a lunatic. The conversation started off with abortion. Kanye West was wearing some necklace that had a picture of an ultrasound on it. Tucker Carlson, he asked him about it and why he feels so strongly about abortion. Listen to his answer.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
Kanye West being pro-life is one thing, but that last part, that is the real reason the media needs him to be discredited. I am not an overly religious person, but if there is one thing the shitfucks fear more than anything else, it's God. Why do you think they fight so hard to stifle religion? They know religious people are difficult to brainwash. If you believe in nothing, you'll fall for anything. That's why they don't want prayer in schools during the COVID. It's the reason they wanted churches shut down for as long as possible. Kanye West has influence, and they know it. If they manage to discredit him, Kanye, he can preach about Jesus all day long. No one will listen. No one will believe him. But if he maintains his influence, people will follow. Tucker Carlson, he asked him about his shift in mentality. It was almost like he was asking Kanye West, what made you want to leave the dark side to sign up for a life of public ridicule? Kanye West went from being universally respected in Hollywood to being an outcast. He went from winning awards to not even being invited to the award shows. Listen to his response. Listen to him describe the internal resistance that he had to deal with. Roll the film.
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office and I liked him. Yes. And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, you know, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, you know, okay, green light me then.
Who is crazy here? The man wanting to go public with his opinion, the man wanting to support someone he believes in, or the people threatening his life for doing so? Since when has it become life-threatening in America to support a fucking politician? Tucker Carlson then asked him about wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt. Kanye told him that he thought it was funny, a black man wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. Plus, he said, you know, he was stating the obvious. But the more interesting part to me was what he said about the mainstream media. Listen for yourself.
And we are in a battle with the media. Like, the majority of the media has a godless agenda, and the jokes in that work, and this whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy, and all these things, they don't work because the media has, you know, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening. And they stayed quiet about it.
I disagree with him on one thing. The mainstream media is not godless. They just worship a different God. Here on the channel, we call it worshiping the woke oak tree. But he is right. The media's attempt to discredit Kanye West is not working. In their attempt to discredit Kanye and anyone else who doesn't comply with their agenda, the media's actually discredited themselves. Their plan has kind of backfired. Trust in the media has never been lower. People don't believe anything they see or read anymore. But KC, that's a good thing. Not exactly. It is exactly what these people wanted to happen. The other night, I was watching Glenn Beck. I used to really enjoy his show when it was on Fox News. Sometimes I think Glenn Beck can be too negative, too overly dramatic, but there's been a lot of times where Glenn Beck is 100% spot on. He is another public figure the rest of the media has tried to discredit. On his show Wednesday night here on YouTube, he pulled out his usual chalkboard outlining a plan. The plan was actually created in Russia over 40 years ago. It was the KGB plan to infiltrate and overturn America. This presentation was actually given at Summit University in 1983 by a former KGB operative who defected to America. The plan was laid out in 4 phases. Now, obviously, the Soviet Union fell in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, so this plan is meaningless, right? It's exactly the same plan that shitfucks are using to try to overthrow America today. This lack of faith in media, all part of the plan. They want people not believing in anything. They want people confused. They want people questioning who to trust. All of this creates chaos. Chaos creates crisis, and crisis creates fear. Out of that fear comes destruction, giving them the ability to create and implement the system they want. I don't usually plug other channels, but I encourage you guys to go check it out. If you watch this channel with any regularity, the plan Glenn Beck describes will hit close to home. Now, I wish I could play more of the Kanye West interview, but I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. But the couple of minutes that I did share with you, did he sound crazy to you? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.